You might think that estrangement happens suddenly, or maybe that time alone will heal all wounds. These are myths, and these myths can sometimes keep us stuck. And so in today's video, I want to dive into the 5 biggest myths, in my opinion, about estrangement. And I want to just separate the fact from the fiction for you. So let's dive in. Myth number 1, estrangement happens suddenly. So some of you might be feeling like we had one conversation, we had one argument, disagreement, and all of a sudden my child is gone. Because you may be thinking that it happened overnight, but the reality is it's far more complex than one conversation or one disagreement or one argument. So we need to realize that estrangement is usually the result of a gradual buildup of typically unresolved conflict. Maybe it's miscommunication or unmet needs on both sides, or even just one side. Small moments of hurt compound over time, which can lead to the estrangement. And so that's why it's so important to address early signs of disconnection. This preventative piece is crucial, in my opinion. And if we can address those signs of disconnection, we could prevent a full estrangement from happening. Myth number 2 is reconciliation means everything will go back to normal. Guess what? We don't want it to go back to normal. Normal wasn't good. Normal wasn't healthy. So even if the reconciliation happens, when that happens, we don't want to have the expectation that things are just going to return back to the way they were before. We want to expect more. We want to expect better. Because reconciliation is a process. It's not just one event, one single moment in time. Because the relationship often evolves into something different after estrangement. You're both going to grow, you and your adult child. And so both sides do need time to adjust to that. But I want you to keep in mind that we want to build back better than we had before. Myth number 3 is that parents are always to blame for the estrangement. I guess it depends who you ask, right? Your adult son or daughter may be blaming you. You as a mom may be blaming them. But it's easy to point fingers, right? But the truth is, both sides play a role in estrangement. Both sides play a role in a relationship. There's 2 people in a relationship. Because it's rarely one-sided, and both moms and adult children contribute to the dynamics that lead to the break, whether we realize it or not. And so it's important for us to not only reflect on our actions, don't live in it, but we need to reflect. Your adult child also has the responsibilities to do that. That really needs to be done in every single situation, every relationship, for it to come back together. It's no different than a relationship with someone else. And so while every situation is so unique, we need to understand the full picture to actually get that healing overall, right? And I just want to quickly remind you that I am launching a brand new weekly newsletter, which I mentioned last week. And I thank you so much for all of you that have submitted your stories. So I'll be sharing tips and insights and real stories from moms like you who are on this journey of reconnecting with their adult son or daughter. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. So if you have a story you'd like to share, whether you're still in it or you have a breakthrough, I want to hear your story. And maybe it's the challenge you're facing, or maybe it's a joyful moment. But I do want to hear from you, and you can remain anonymous or use your name. It's completely up to you. To submit your story, just click the link in the description below, because your experiences as well could inspire and help another mom who's also on the same path. There's so many of you out there, and I just want you to know that this is a safe place, and this is a community. And so sharing your story is actually also going to be healing for you too, I believe. So myth number 4 is estrangement means there's no hope for reconciliation. You know me, I always believe there's hope. And it doesn't have to be the end of the story. Some people think that, oh my goodness, I'm estranged from my son or daughter. That means I'm never going to have a relationship with them again. And they go down that path in their mind. And when you go down that path in your mind, it's hard to turn around because many estranged families do reconnect. Sometimes it takes time, it takes patience, and it takes emotional work. I can't guarantee when and how it's going to look, but there are ways to prepare for it. And that's working on your own personal healing and maintaining that openness in your own life for when the opportunity arises that you're going to be ready. I'm seeing it over and over again. And it's a beautiful thing to see. Because estrangement can shift over time. Changes in life circumstances can open the door to reconnection as well. And I talk about that all the time. So lastly, myth number 5 is time alone will heal estranged relationships. The idea that time heals all wounds doesn't really apply to estrangement, in my opinion. Time can make us think, time can make us process, time can make us heal ourselves, but time alone doesn't heal a wound of estrangement. Communication, emotional work, active effort in healing yourself, that's what's necessary. And obviously, both parties, you and your child, need to be willing to engage in some difficult conversations and work through the issues that led to the break. Some things are worth discussing, some things aren't. And that's for you to decide. But sometimes I think time just passing us by without any resolution, without any communication at all, it can really deepen the resentment. And we've talked a lot about resentment. I have a lot of videos on resentment. You can click in the next video to hear more about that. But that's something I don't want you to get to that point. And if you have, we need to work through it. So I hope that helped you kind of navigate those myths, the reality, fact from fiction. So I will see you in the next video. God bless.